this is why building a premium brand is so important and exactly how I did it. I want to first start when I first started and opened up my own business, and how I did have my own unique style, but it wasn't premium. It was a little more trendy like, and which is great for marketing, but for your overall dream clientele and who you're trying to attract, everything about your brand and making it premium is so important because it's what builds the foundation of your business and quality clients.
Yeah, I want to talk across the board on building a premium brand. Is that there's no little quick shortcut. It's it's not like, oh, you just do high quality videos, or oh, you have good branding colors or a good font, and we can dive into a lot of these little things. And you're actually getting ready to give a presentation on building a premium brand at our event in February of next year. So we've really been diving into all these little tiny things that as we do business now, we look and go, oh, this is what makes us a premium brand, especially not to bash anybody else, other estheticians or business owners in this space. But we see a lot of things that we just go, why would you do it that way? Like, why are you not, tying the bow around the top of this and making it perfect and pretty and easy to consume? So I don't know which one of those things you want to jump into first. I have a million ideas already.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the first thing that I want to talk about is when you're building a premium brand, like Chris said, it's not about high quality videos. Yes, your social media presence is really important and making sure that things are always clean. I always say that when you're showcasing your room or when you're speaking on camera, it should be, well thought out, but it should be very clean. So from what you're wearing to how you're speaking and making sure that not only your voice is clear, but your presentation is clear as well.
Yeah, those are the little things that we talk about all the time. And we're big fans of scrubs as you're wearing them right now. But as we built out the business, especially as an early esthetician, trying to gain respect of new clients and get them to pay top dollar and see you as a premium service provider. If you went to work wearing Abercrombie, not that you couldn't book clients off of it, but we did like the feel of it also just being cohesive, that every time somebody shows up to you, they know exactly what to expect. So when they send a friend to you, they go, oh yeah, she's very clean, professional. She wears scrubs, right?
Do you remember the one time that I had a client and she was like, I wasn't wearing scrubs because it was a Saturday. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of wearing scrubs. I'm going to wear an outfit. And she's like, why are you not wearing scrubs? She's like, this is weird. She's like, she mentioned it like 5 times. And then at that moment I realized, oh wow, I've built a brand that people respect because I wear scrubs.
Yep. And I think that, and it doesn't, you can do that with other clothes as well, of building that brand, but no matter what it may be, let's make sure it's cohesive. And I think, like you mentioned with the Instagram of like trends, it's also like clothes are trends too. So if you're wearing the new trend every single week when you go in to see clients, it's like I said, not the end of the world. And it's not a hill I would die on, but I'm a very big fan of keeping things very consistent and very clean with clients, and whatever that look is, whatever that feel is for you, just stay that same. There's some amazing estheticians that talk about like wearing black all the time. And I'm like, I like that. If they're always wearing like black dress pants or a black top, like it's just very consistent for clients. And
more holistic. I love when they wear like clean green clothes.
Earthy
tones.
But it stays with that feeling. So whatever that brand is for you and your business, just make sure it stays the same. And then I want to talk about even the way you communicate. I mean, you talked about how you kind of portray yourself online. And I think with Instagram specifically, of course, for us, we do high quality content, something that we love doing. It's something we've done for a long time. But there's lots of amazing estheticians out there that have very large followings and very large clientele. And if you look at the brand on their page, it just feels very cohesive and clean. And what they're doing is they're not just throwing anything out, and we're big fans of, constantly posting every single day, but we are not big fans of posting just to post, because it throws off the brand. And when it comes to what we've built in building a really cohesive and premium brand on social media, that let's say a brand wants to work with us, they know exactly what they're getting every single time. And I know, I don't want to dive too much into brand deals today, but it came with us building a premium brand, and it wasn't just the high quality content. It's who you are as an esthetician, the way you communicate on social media, that brands go, she's professional, We know exactly what we're getting out of her. We know she's passionate. We know the things that she loves, and it makes brands want to be connected to your brand.
Yeah.
And if you look at most of the bigger brands in our space, they're premium, right? I mean, Skin Better, SkinCeuticals is a premium brand. Hydrofacial is a premium brand. Those are all brands that are very cohesive and very clean across socials. Face Reality has a clean brand on Instagram. Epicutis has a pretty solid premium clean brand. And if you want yourself to be connected with them, when they hit that Instagram and they're like, what is going on? Like, is this like why is the picture of her room like crooked a little bit, and those things are little, but they really go a long way. And you're really good at this. Your attention to detail, maybe it's a woman thing, maybe it's a Victoria thing, but your attention to detail is so, I don't know, how do I say you have a very focused attention to detail. I don't know how you say like an extreme version of it. But it helps a lot because sometimes I get lazy and I throw a video up or I throw text on something and you're like, no. This isn't going out, or no, we're not posting that, or no, I'm not saying it like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll create stories for your Instagram and you're like, Chris, what? This is not, you always say this ain't premium. That's what you always say. This ain't premium.
If you're thinking about, you're doing medical treatments, and not to compare ourselves to dermatologists, but their page, I feel like the reason why a lot of dermatologists get a lot of respect is because the way that they speak and the way that they dress. And when somebody's coming to you for their skin and it doesn't look clean and professional or like clinical, if that makes sense, then why would somebody book with you? Because you're not sending a message that you're even taking things seriously. Not to be mean, but I mean, the way that you dress is like so important.
I think, and this is, like I said, it's not a hill we necessarily want to die on, but it's something that we see as and I think it's the way you carry yourself into work. It's the way, like, clients can feel how you feel. And I don't think I'm better
than anybody else, you guys.
No, I mean, the scrubs is just the easy go-to. And I think there's plenty of other
Fix
regular.
has so many colors, you guys.
Yeah, you can kind of customize a little bit where today you're wearing blue. But yeah, and I think it's a very big deal. And if clients don't feel like you're taking yourself serious, how are they going to take you serious? And I do love the comparison to dermatologists too. And I think the biggest issues dermatologists have, at least the regular like local ones, is they don't have any personality. There's no humanness to it. But my issue with estheticians is it becomes too much personality based. It becomes too much on you. And maybe if you have a whole clientele that's already booked, it's no big deal. Like, I already have my clients. It doesn't matter if I'm on there goofing around or showing what purses that I buy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to connecting with brands, if that's something you want to do long term and you want to connect with some of these major brands and be a key opinion leader for them, they want to see clean premium brands that they are connected to. They want to see knowledgeable estheticians that come in and come correct. And
everybody builds things differently, and it's just so important for you to, if you want to stand out and really make yourself a premium brand, all these little things matter, especially in the beginning. I think that when you're building and you're trying to stand out, the key is to be a premium provider, because you have to be clean. You have to be well spoken. If you want more opportunities, you have to put yourself out there, and you can't be dancing on TikTok. Like, no one's going to be taking you seriously. I mean, it's fun to bring personality. I'm not saying don't do that, but like, make sure that if you're growing and you're trying to stand out, don't do what everybody else is doing. It's so important to be your own person. But again, being a premium provider just really means that you are taking your business so seriously that if somebody was to look at your page, that you would want to follow yourself.
And they get it. They get it immediately. They know exactly who you are and what you do. It's like when people talk about you, the words we like them to use, of course, is hydrofacial. You clear a lot of acne clients, so we'd love people to throw that around. And then we want them to say she makes cinematic or high quality content. Like, those are things that we want our brand to align with. So everything that we do, we try to stay in that realm. And a lot of times it takes way more work. Right? Like, this isn't the easy route. It's usually the harder route, and it's something that takes a lot more money and a lot more work.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people look at my page and they're like, oh, I want what she has, but you can't be a copy and paste of somebody else. I mean, I think of all the times that people try to do high quality, and I think it's great, and I'm all supportive, but like, sometimes people do shoots with us and they're like, oh, well, why am I not getting the same outcome as you? And it's like, oh, because you still have to have a brand. You still have to have a brand yourself, and you can make your own brand out of it, and make yourself a premium provider. But it's not like you do all these things and overnight it's just you're successful.
Yeah, there's no like easy like, oh, you check this box and next thing you know, now you built a premium brand.
Yeah.
And going off, off Instagram a little bit, some of the other few things I want to talk about that I think correlate with premium brands is the way when people get off social media. I mean, from your room, and you could talk about the room a little bit, but I think even your website, your booking sites, those things being clean and cohesive is what makes brands premium. I know it's dramatic and extreme, but like compare yourself to like Apple and go, what's the experience when you buy a product from Apple? How it just feels so easy and seamless. Or let's say
it's clean, it's premium, it's add to cart, clean checkout.
Yep. And then, or when it comes to, let's say, booking a facial at a resort, at a good 5-star resort, usually the process is so easy. There's categories are broken down really well to go find exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
They usually have a lot of services, but for the good resorts we've been to, they break them down so you're not lost in this big menu of services, right?
Yeah.
There's very simple services, very simple add-ons to those services, and I think that's really important. And then the way you send confirmation emails, I think that's important. I think the way, going past the booking when you first text a client. I mean, we're not big fans of using your personal phone number. We should talk about this more. I don't think we talk about it enough.
Yeah.
Is we have a business number that connects to an app called Open Phone. There's a million different apps to do this. Open Phone is just one. So you basically sign up on there. They give you a business number, and we both have an app on our phone, just like a WhatsApp or a Messenger app. But it's called Open Phone, and we have the work phone number. So people are still texting right to your phone directly. We can also have it on the computer and stuff, which is pretty nice as well. But you're not texting a buddy, right?
Yeah.
And I think clients realize that this is the work phone number.
Yeah.
And I think that's premium to me. I mean, it's just like anywhere. I mean, texting somebody's personal phone, it just feels like it's like the same thing. Are you taking it as serious as I am?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think that when you mix business with personal, it just never works out. And you always want to keep things in one place. And when your clients know that they get your dedicated time to that number, it means a lot more than like, let me respond to you when I get a second, like from my personal.
Yep.
And it's so easy for you to miss so many messages. I mean, I see that all the time of estheticians being like, I'm so sorry if I missed your message. It's because it's on their personal phone.
Yeah, if you had your personal phone, you'd be lost.
I'm horrible
because
at
you're already bad at
responding.
texting friends and family. So if you added on top of that a bunch of clients, not that nothing against you, but I mean, you're just not
I'm
a
a bad
person who spends a
texter,
lot of
I will
time
admit
texting
that.
on your phone. But yeah, and it would just, I can't imagine what other people, if they have more, we don't even have that many friends, and you're behind on text messages. Imagine these girls who actually have big friend groups.
I know.
That would struggle. So having that, and then like you mentioned too, like they can expect texts between 9 to 5, and of course you're usually responding at 7 o'clock at night if somebody has an emergency or worried about something. But clients come to it with this understanding of this is the 9 to 5 number, right? This is a number I text you on Sunday and go, hey, what's up?
Totally. And I want to talk about your room. So your room is really important when it comes to a premium brand. When you think of premium, like what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is it a resort? Is it a lifestyle that you want to live? I mean, there's so many different ways that we can explain luxury and premium. So for me, when I think of that and I think of my room, I'm like, okay, the colors aren't clanking. They're clanking. Clashing.
There you go.
Clanking.
It had me too for a second.
They're not clanking. The colors aren't clashing. It's clean. It's not like 50 different colors in one room. And what I mean by that is like mixed matched items. And not making sure that you don't have so much clutter. And I know that like in my first room, it was really small, but I had to find ways to make sure that I like hid things in drawers and had one product out at a time.
We had the laundry under the bed because it couldn't fit.
Totally.
Yeah, we couldn't have an area for a laundry basket.
And, like it drove me crazy in my first week because I was like, oh my gosh, like I just want to make this even more clean. And like my room now is like perfect. I mean, it's not perfect now because I feel like I'm outgrowing the space, but there's just so many things when it comes to your room is looking at the little details that matter. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, every single person that walks into my room, they're like, oh my gosh, your room is so clean and it's so cute. I mean,
it feels good to be in somewhere that is more, and I'm all fine with brands not being, we're more minimal. I mean, we're kind of the more modern, that's kind of our feel. And I'm fine with, if there's plants in there or dark colors, whatever is you and your brand. But yeah, definitely start with minimal and then add things slowly that really fit.
You know what I would do is I would take somebody that and just say, hey, what are your thoughts on in this room? I want you to ask them, does this room feel open? And because that's one of the biggest feedbacks I got when I moved from my small suite to my current suite, which is not like huge, but I'm in a room and it's a storefront location. I'm in the room in the back, and my room is literally so open. And that's something that I got a lot with feedback was, oh my gosh, I feel like I can breathe in here. Like it's not so cluttery and crammed. And so that gave me the reassurance that, okay, things are clean, cohesive, and what I want my brand to be. I mean, you always want to listen to your clients and the feedback that they're giving you. That's something that I always do, even when it comes to products, treatments, my branding, literally everything, every little detail matters. Like you said, booking systems, from the time they book the appointment, from the time that they get to your space, by the time that they need to reach out, they get a direct phone number from your work phone, not your personal, and then leading all the way up to the forms and them getting that experience and leaving, and those little details every step of the way will make a client come back.
Stay really consistent with those things. I mean, all the way down from the bags that you use to sell with retail, the products that you carry on your shelves. We talked to a lot of estheticians about this that really struggle with like 20 different brands, and they'll have just these like cherry picking these one products that they're not really selling. And it can feel kind of cluttery, and it can confuse clients a little bit. And so we so like easy
to have FOMO as an esthetician.
We like the minimal is better. It's easy to add things later, but make sure they have a place. But all the way down to like, your retail bags. I mean, we've seen people, like I said, we're not trying to, I maybe judge a little bit too much the people I see on Instagram, but I'm like, what the heck is that bag? Like, is that a Dollar Tree bag that you're sending people home with? Like, they just bought $300 in products and you send them home in a brown paper bag like it's like their lunch sack. And
sorry guys, I'm getting off of
making Victoria cough when I make her laugh. But those things, I think they matter a lot. So keep things really consistent in your room. Like kind of everything just needs a system, right? And I think that's something that took us a little while, and we wanted them in the beginning, but we just didn't know how or where to go. And now most things in our life have a really consistent system, and clients like that. They like the consistency. It feels good. It feels safe. It doesn't feel like things are changing all the time.
And it's nice to talk to other estheticians. I'm not saying don't do that, but I would highly suggest you talking to somebody who's not an esthetician, because I have Chris in my ear in my corner that's always like, hey, what would a consumer think about that? Not an esthetician. Because yes, as estheticians, we're like, this is so cute. What are you doing? And it's like, well, is it working? So, have your community, of course, with your esthetician community, but also look beyond that. You don't want to just solely focus on what everybody in the industry is doing, because you need to stand out.
We talk about that a lot. It could be an echo chamber in the aesthetic space and that's what it becomes. And you're right. It's good to have friends, and it's good to have people to bounce ideas back and forth off of and talk to about new products that you're potentially bringing on or how it fits to clients. That's amazing. That's great that there is a big community for estheticians. But when it comes to kind of overall business models, it just becomes an echo chamber. And then now, like I said, even us, we might have screwed up the industry with this high quality content of everyone thinking that's what you do. That's how you build. Like that's how you get new clients in the door. When in reality, it's like, we don't even recommend that for everybody. We don't recommend everyone spend all this money on gear to build out a clientele. There's so many other things that are important. So staying out of the echo chamber and going, okay, what are clients searching for? How are they finding clients? This emphasis on Instagram these days of like that being the only way to book clients is like, that shouldn't be. That's such a sketchy place to build a whole clientele.
Honestly, don't focus on like high quality HD content. Focus on good content with your iPhone. To be honest, you can still make amazing videos, and you can make them. I mean, there's this one girl that I always think of, Aspen Skin Bar. And she is so amazing at her social media presence. And I just think of her as clean.
She's a good aesthetic.
Yeah, she has a really good aesthetic, and she takes pictures like with her iPhone, a mixture of our stock videos, and then her own branding too. And she just really stands out to me.
I could see her growing a lot because of this aesthetic. Like it seems like she pays attention to make things good. Like it's a
in
premium
her own
brand.
Way, though.
Yeah. It still feels unique to her. But the thing is, and I'm sure, if you'd asked her about it, she probably really pays attention, and she probably nitpicks herself into making the content look and feel. It's the same way you do,
Yeah.
right? And it's just a different brand. And so looking at people like that and going, it's just with the iPhone, she's using the tools that she has, but it still feels premium and it feels like her. There's not, it doesn't feel like every other Instagram. And I think that's very important.
Yeah. And premium also means your before and afters look the same.
That's a good one too.
So
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Make sure that you have before and afters on your page. I've been hearing some people say that before and afters aren't important. They are.
That's the most important.
That's why people book appointments, because they want results.
Yeah.
So post your before and afters. Make sure that it has the same angles, consistency, and make sure that it's lighted nicely.
Yep.
I mean, I use my Cosmo Glow in the treatment room. I do left, above, right, and make sure that it's the same in every single picture. If you look at my photos, you'll see that every single before and after looks the same.
Yeah.
So,
and that's huge for both reasons.
I sucked
at
first.
Yeah.
I sucked so bad.
If you look at your old before and after.
Yeah. If you look at my before and afters when I first started, oh my gosh. If you go back to if you're really digging, you can go back to Skin by Victoria and see how bad my before and afters were. And so just know that you're not going to just post and get it right the first time. You just have to keep trying. And then also educational content. If you're not good at speaking on the camera, I always say this, just make good, high quality content with information on your post.
Yep.
Yeah, it may not get the most reach, but that's practice for you to get in front of the camera. Keep practicing in front of the camera. Study how other how other professionals in the industry speak.
Yep.
I mean, speaking is a skill, guys. It doesn't. I sucked when I first started, and I didn't
mean to say yeah. I was saying yeah, but I didn't mean like that was mean.
Yeah.
I was like
no.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. No, but like I truly was not good at anything when I first started. It was embarrassing, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's why we started the podcast, is to practice both of our speaking more. And I hope that we are better now. I always say that on here.
I remember looking at old videos too, and people going back to old videos. This was like a year ago, because they were all the older ones were coming back to the surface and they were more relevant, or the recent ones, I mean. And we were getting like some mean comments, and I'm like, please don't judge us by the way that we were speaking.
Yeah, this is old. We were practicing back then. But yeah, I think, yeah, you are right. I think speaking on camera is definitely pretty important long term. I think those things also go into just being a premium brand. Those are things that clients see that and get to know you, and they hear your confidence is also a big fan of that. You know, I see a lot of estheticians that are younger, just getting going, and they don't feel confident. And if I see that, that means clients are also seeing that. And if they're comparing you to another esthetician who is not afraid to speak or talk about something, then you're going to kind of lose. And I think there's some ways that you could do it where you can maybe put the cam, do one of those overhead videos and talk on camera about what you're doing, why you're doing it. You don't have to show up in front of the camera right off the bat. There's ways that you can kind of finesse your way around it.
I think that your room is, like, everybody's room's so different with lighting, so you have to play around with what works.
It
because
does take a little
I'm
while.
even just thinking right now, visualizing you doing setting up for your treatment room for the day or whatever it is. And I mean, there's plenty of times where I have filmed in my room and I'm like, ew, that was the worst angle. Why did I do that? And so I like butchered a whole 30 minutes that I was trying to film. So don't be discouraged in those moments. Just know that you have to learn with your room. You have to learn and tweak with lighting.
Yeah, we're all struggling still. Yeah, there's no perfect. I mean, we haven't figured out anything perfect yet. So everything is still trial and error with everything that we do. And we're going to continue to trial and error. And then one last thing I just want to touch on, because I did talk a little bit about brand deals and why building a premium brand means so much to us, and some of the things that I believe are results of us building a premium brand. So brand deals is one. Well, if you guys are interested, we could do another podcast talking about brand deals more. Yeah. But I think building that premium brand helped us land more brand deals. As we connected with them, other brands see that, and they see that you're a professional in the space that's passionate about the things that you are. You put your foot down on the things that you believe in, and I think that's helped a lot. We released the tickets for our event this past weekend. We have 6 amazing speakers that are coming to speak at the event with us, and I know because of the premium brand that we built, they were all on board. I mean, these are people, a lot of them we looked up to when we first started in business, and now they're coming out to our event to speak with us, which is the coolest thing ever. And it's because we built a brand that they trust. Yeah. And I think that's extremely important. And I mean, we sold 50 tickets over the first week of the event between us and the other speakers. And the same thing, people trust that what we put out and what we do is premium. So when it comes to us asking for a high ticket price to this event, people trust you because they go, Kate, everything Victoria does is premium, right? I mean, this podcast, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of this setup quite yet, but I mean, we built this area in the living room, the big expensive light, the camera, the microphones, all that to keep the brand feeling really cohesive and premium. And so the doors that opened up because these past 2 years of your attention to detail and us never letting things slip through the cracks, now it's just all these doors open left and right.
And I think that being a premium provider means that you're a leader. I think that when you are taking initiative and making things in your own way and standing out from the crowd, I mean, you just have to think of like what makes you different as a provider, what makes you you, and why would people fall in love with you? Like, because they're not following a page that looks like everybody else's. And I just even think about our own experiences and how we've been a leader of hosting an event and how that does create leadership in the space and how that even has brought in more opportunities for us with brands. Even being asked to be a key opinion leader for one of them that I'm so excited about.
Yeah, and I think the door literally opened because we knocked on their door to sponsor the event. And now it's like, whoa, what is she doing? And then they look into the hotel that the events, everything is just premium. Everything is done well, and in a really clean and cohesive way. And that's what makes you, you are, I think the premium brand does come with being a leader, and someone who really pushes the boundaries on the aesthetic space that's constantly growing. When no one should feel capped, right? There's always room for the next big thing, the next big event, the next big person. You know, hopefully we're trying to make it you. It's been rough, this past week with everyone being sick, but the goal is to continue to push the boundaries and open up new doors for other people to come behind us and go, ooh, look what an esthetician who, we just like, it's just us, like we're putting on this event for almost 200 people and it's just me and you in the living room.
I think we as estheticians put a lot of pressure on like brands to come to us, but like put yourself out there, you guys. Make sure that you are standing out in the crowd. Like I said, there's so many ways to be a premium provider without even having high quality videos like ours on Instagram. If you look up to us, we appreciate you and just being inspired by us. We think that's so amazing. And we have so many people in our lives that inspire us. So for us to be one of yours, it means so much to us. And just being a premium provider, there's so many little details that go into it. And I believe in you, and I think that you should make that first step and transform your business because it transformed mine. And the last thing I want to talk about before we end this podcast is going to be your pricing. Your pricing is going to be the biggest factor for you to bring in premium clients. So even if you are, let's say you're a newer esthetician or you are, you've been an esthetician for like 3 to 5 years, you can still be a premium brand. Maybe you don't feel comfortable charging $250 for a facial, but never charge less than $100 for a facial. That's all I got to say. Like your minimum should be $150, like $120 to $150. And you can grow as you go. You're not going to get high quality premium clients as a premium provider by attracting Groupon clients. You can't
race to the bottom with the massage envies.
And that was one of the biggest things that I realized in the beginning was I was like, oh my gosh, I just want this clientele. And I was burying myself in a hole because I was just charging dirt cheap prices, and I would like have to beg for people to come back within the first few months. And I was like, that's when we had that switch where Chris is like, you need to charge more. And I was like, I'm not worth more. And he's like, yes, you are. And I really just appreciate Chris in that moment of opening my eyes, even though it was really uncomfortable in the moment. And we have a few people that we mentor that we have seen their business transform by them increasing their prices and building them into their own person, but still coaching them to be a premium provider. So we're really passionate about helping others in this space. And we really hope that this video is helpful and helps you understand how to become a premium provider just a little bit more. But if you are coming to our event, I am going to be teaching really
more in-depth
on this topic of becoming a premium brand and the things that I do, and
have some checklists,
exactly
things like that. But
things for you to go home with to do.
The ticket link will be down below, so jump in there, get all the events. Not till February of next year. You got plenty of time to save up for your hotel and your flight and all that, and it's going to be a really, really unique experience. I guess I feel like redundant saying this on every single podcast, but we're just so excited between the speakers that are going to be there there and the people that have bought tickets so far is just going to be, it's a really special group.
Yeah.
And so far, we're also realizing that it's more established estheticians that we've seen who's bought tickets so far. And that also shows that it speaks volumes to people who've been doing it for a little while and go, no, this is important. This is something that I want to be around and I got to be a part of.
Yeah.
And I hope that some younger estheticians also can see this value. I know it's scary when starting your business.
If you are a younger esthetician and you can come to this event, you're going to be 10 steps ahead of
this
everybody
will
else.
change your business. It'll change your projection of your next year in business just by being in a room of such high value entrepreneurs and estheticians. So yeah, don't be the younger esthetician that goes, oh, well, it's expensive, or I don't know, that's just a lot, it's scary. Like, push yourself out of your comfort zone. I'm not just trying to sell tickets right now, because I tell Victoria, the reason why we put this event together is I said, if somebody had this event when you first started your business, would you go? And you're like, yes. And so that's the reason why we push everybody to jump in.
Everything that, like, as far as tools and the topics that we're going over is literally everything that you could speak about to building a successful business.
Yep.
So we're really excited. Thank you guys as always for all of your support and tuning into this podcast today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.